Welcome back to the Candid Conversation show. My name is Muriel, and on the show we discuss topics that are unspoken and taboo in our community. Bonsoir, and welcome to the Candid Conversation show. We va parler des topics haïtiens parler d'eux. Our guest tonight is going to be the remarkable and well-respected Commissioner Victoria Siplin, our sister, our Haitian sister. She will be discussing with us life, family, and the community.
Thank you for joining us, Victoria. We appreciate you being here.
Well, at first, I want to thank you both. You know, so often you have people who have platforms and they're not willing to share their platforms with others, but I want to thank you both for sharing your platform and allowing me to be here. I find it such a privilege and such an honor. So I really appreciate the both of you and the work that you're doing in the community.
I appreciate your support.
Absolutely. You're such an inspiration to us, not only us, but as well to the community. And we know that you're busy, so we appreciate you taking time out to come and join us.
It's my pleasure.
Et puis nous comptons nous gagner haïtien avec nous.
Oui. Pero qu'on a gagné fois créole la loupe.
Yes.
Dégagez.
Oui.
Yeah.
We love it.
Yes.
How does it feel to be the first Haitian American elected official in Central Florida?
Well, you know, I can tell you, and I can be honest with you, I don't even look at it as being the first Haitian American. I just look at it as being a role model and an inspiration to others who might have thought that, you know, running for office and being somebody who is not from this country and just taking the chance and taking the risk. I just want to be an inspiration to anybody else. And you don't have to be young. You can be an older person and you still have dreams or desires. So I just want to let folks know that first thing is that you cannot be afraid. You know, fear stops us from doing so many things.
Absolutely.
And I always look at it like this. What's the worst that can happen?
Right.
You can fail. But that makes us who we are. You know, not all of us win every time.
Yes.
So it's just letting other folks know that, you know, hopefully when you see me, you just see some type of inspiration, maybe something you were afraid of doing. Then you're going to say, you know what? Somebody else has done something. Somebody else has stepped out there. So why not me? You know? So that's how I look at it. But I find it a privilege, and I would have never thought that I would be in this position.
Wow.
But I know we serve an awesome God.
Yes.
You know, that does impossible things.
Absolutely.
So that's why, you know.
You make us look real good.
Yes, you do.
Thank you. Thank you.
We want to know about your childhood. We want to know where you're from, a little bit about your upbringing.
Sure. I was born in Nassau, Bahamas, and of course, both my parents are from Saint Louis du Nord. Both my parents are from Haiti, and they moved to the Bahamas en route to come to the United States, just like many Haitians.
Absolutely.
And this is back in the 70s. And so when they got to the Bahamas, they started a life for themselves. You know, my mom started to work, my dad was working, and I was born in Nassau. And at the age of 3, my mom died all of a sudden. And and then I guess my dad probably felt that he couldn't take care of, you know, he had 4 daughters. I'm the 3rd child. And so he kind of, you know, just abandoned us, and we were brought here to America. And it's just been, never became a ward of the state, never went into DCF custody, never got him, you know, my family just took care of me. I had an aunt who took care of me, and I was raised in that strict Haitian household. And, you know, when I went through elementary school, middle school, high school, I always believed that, you know, if you do well in school, you work hard, you know, you go off to college, and life is going to be just roses and peaches and just everything wonderful. And it does not work out that way. You know, so when I was 18 years old, I found out when I was applying for college, and I got scholarship offers. And there's a section on the college application that says, are you a citizen or resident? I was here since I was 3 years old,
Right.
so I always thought that I was a citizen.
Yes.
You know, I
Yes.
mean, I spoke the language, and
Right.
even though in the house they spoke Creole to us, but
Right.
we responded in English.
Us too.
Yeah, you too. So I always thought that I was American. So when they were like, "Well, you have to show proof,"
Oh, wow.
and I'm like, "Oh, you know." So that's when I found out that I was not a citizen. I didn't have a social.
At 18.
At 18, yeah, I didn't have a social. I didn't have any resident papers. I was what they call illegal. Yeah, I was an illegal immigrant.
Wow.
And I did not know.
Know it. Isn't that something?
And in the Haitian household, when you turn a certain age, you're local grand monde,
Yes.
you know?
Yes.
So it was like, mesdames, bon voyage, yeah. So it was, I was on my own when I was 18. And so I applied for, I applied for asylum.
Oh.
I applied for asylum at that time. Somebody helped me fill it out. And of course, when people write down things you don't know.
Right.
I had a court date, didn't know, and I was placed on deportation.
Oh, my goodness.
Because you missed the dates.
Yeah, I missed the date.
Oh, wow.
So I was placed on deportation, but like I said, God has a way of making things happen.
Yes.
And President Bill Clinton at the time passed a HRIFA.
Mm.
And so that's how I got my citizenship
Yes.
in 2008.
Isn't that something?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep. So I can remember the day that when I got my citizenship it was like October, because you had to apply within 30 days before the next election. And that was when President Obama was running.
Yes.
I couldn't vote in a primary, but I was able to vote in the general election, November 2008.
Yeah.
Oh, honey, I tell you what. Sometimes I don't even understand how people who are, they were born in this country, they have the right to vote. They understand the history of how difficult it was for their ancestors just to vote, and they just don't vote. I don't care if the door catch a ride. I don't care who's running what election. I'm voting because even back home, when my grandmother, and that's why I speak Creole, is because my grandmother used to come on a visitor's visa.
Okay.
Il fait 6 mois ici, 6 mois ici. Right. No, 6 mois ici, aux États-Unis. So they would leave me in the house with grandma.
Okay.
Grandpa parle anglais. You
No,
know what I'm saying? So
parle Creole.
yeah, exactly. So m'a dit good. Pa répondre téléphone là. When I gun point téléphone là. Allô? Yes, sir. No, like, and then my friends would call like, Grandma, I told you don't answer the phone.
That's right.
So I figured, okay, Grandma's not learning English,
No.
so
You better learn Creole.
I need because I need to learn how to communicate with Grandma. Yeah,
That's funny.
So she was a beautiful lady. She taught me a lot. But just being able to understand, like, in the house when we would talk about the president, Grandma would be like, "Oh, parle des présidents," but I'm like, Grandma, we're not in Haiti,
Right,
you know.
right.
So politics in Haiti was totally different.
Totally different.
And we weren't like here. You have the freedom to say whatever. You can disrespect the president.
Absolutely.
But at home,
You can't
Grandma
do that.
was like,
Coming to get you, Papa.
yeah. Grandma's like, no, pas parler de président na Kaila, no. Pas j'en connais qui est captain
C'est vrai.
So
United States, we can do
I was
that.
like, Grandma, it's okay, But it was just, that's why I just, some things I just don't understand how, there's people in America, there's so many opportunities.
Yes.
And some people just don't see the opportunities.
They don't see it.
And I was never that person
Right.
because I longed for I didn't want to live my life in the way I grew up.
Right.
So I wanted something different for myself. And I think that was the motivation, because I'm a self-motivator. I don't need somebody to tell me, oh, you can do it, you can do it.
Yes.
You have to, you
have to push yourself.
You have to, because sometimes you have a dream or you have an aspiration.
Yes.
And people don't believe in
No.
it. So if you're depending on other people to believe in you,
You got a problem.
you're
gonna be waiting.
you're gonna be in trouble.
Yeah.
I think a lot of times why people don't push themselves to do things is because they don't know, they've never been to the island. They don't know how it is to be raised, to be poor. They don't understand that, because if they really
It's a sacrifice.
understood that, we're spoiled here
Yes.
in the United States.
Absolutely.
We are spoiled. They don't understand. People in the islands are fighting. They're fighting to they wish they had the opportunity.
They just want a better life.
I
Yes.
know, I know.
Tell me about, I mean, I'm going to touch, of course, about the district that you're in
Yeah.
right now, but tell me about the boys.
Oh.
You have two beautiful boys.
Yes.
And when they hear your story, how did they
Receive that.
appreciate it? Do they?
You know, right now they're teenagers,
Yes.
so they're like, whatever, mom.
Typical
Like,
teenagers.
yeah, we heard it. Yeah, we know. But I think because I try to reinforce that, you know, I wish I had the opportunity
Yes.
to go to college like you guys do. I wish I had parents, you know, that were there in the house that had my back, that were there for me, and you know, I didn't have to worry about anything. You know, my boys don't have to worry about where their next meal is
No.
coming from, if they're going to be able to have a shelter
Right.
under the, you know, to lay, or a bed to lay on. But I keep telling them that story. I tell them the story about their grandmother. I tell
Yes.
them the story. I took them to Haiti. They've been to Haiti about 2 times.
Did they like it?
Well, the first time they were younger, and of course when we got to Haiti, where we stayed in Incomparable, and where we stayed, they didn't have hot water.
Oh.
And the Wi-Fi didn't work that well, and the light went out, you know. That's what they call it in Haiti. They say Wi-Fi is Wi-Fi. So it didn't work that well, but by the time we moved from there, because I'm like, we can't do this. It's too
Yeah.
much of a culture shock for
Right.
them. So we went to Puertonville,
Okay.
and we stayed at El Rancho.
Okay.
you go.
Oh man, it was
They
beautiful.
like that?
Oh,
Yes.
they didn't want to
Of
leave.
course they didn't
Haiti.
wanna leave.
We spent 7 days. They did not want to leave. You know,
Leave us here.
the
We're
people.
okay.
Oh, the people were just beautiful.
Yes.
Like the people embraced them, and we had security. So the guys didn't speak English, so they were teaching the guys English.
Oh
The
my
guys
goodness.
were teaching
Yes.
them Creole, and it was just a beautiful time, and they did not want to leave Haiti.
Yes.
And then the second time they were a little older, and I think that time we were in Jacmel.
Okay.
And the Wi-Fi was in and out in Jacmel. So they're like, okay, Mom, we've experienced it. Took them to Bassin
Take us
Bleu.
to the resort.
Yeah, I let them, we stayed there.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
okay.
we stayed. Because it wasn't that bad. I'm
Yeah.
like, come on, guys, you know.
Tough it out.
Yeah, tough it out. I mean, okay, the Wi-Fi might go out for 30 minutes. It's okay,
Yeah,
you know.
you'll make it. You'll survive.
But Jacmel was beautiful because they went to Bassin Bleu and they were swimming in the
Enjoying
water.
themselves.
Of course, you know. So I needed them to understand and to see the country
Exactly.
that, you know, that their ancestors are from.
Absolutely.
And don't pay attention to what is in the media. Anywhere you go in the world,
Yes.
there's good places
There's
in that
bad.
country. There's bad places.
right.
There's so don't just believe what you see, because the media is going to want to feed you
course.
whatever, you know,
Yeah.
agenda that they have.
Yes.
You know, so you have to research. Yeah, you got to research and see things for yourself.
That's right. We know that you are very strong for working with children in the community, and I know why. You know what I'm saying? You as a child and the way that you were raised, even though you had your grandmother and some
Yeah.
family, you just love the children in our community.
Yeah, I do.
And I was going to say, where does that passion come from? But we already know.
Yeah, you know, that's one thing about me. That's why I don't think I can go into the medical field, be a
Yes.
nurse, because I'm sensible. You know, I can't mpaga mun souffrir.
Yes.
It's just too much for me.
It is too much.
It's very
Yeah.
hard for me. I become attached, and I think that's why, because of what I went through as a child, I don't want any child to feel that. I want them at least to feel love.
Exactly.
You know, even though you might not have everything, but I want to inspire the kids to let them know that, you know, I love them. You know, I have most of the kids out there that I meet, I try to have them call me auntie.
That's
They
right.
call me
Yes.
Auntie Victoria.
Yes.
You know, so sometimes I'm walking somewhere and they say, hey, auntie. And I'm like, okay. So that's what,
That's one of my kids.
yeah, that's what, yeah, somebody was saying that the other day at the parade. It's like, dog, you got all these kids?
Yes.
I'm like, yeah. Because I want, you know, I want them to feel that somebody loves them, somebody cares. And that
Yes.
somebody is looking at them saying, okay, I'm watching you. You don't let me down.
Right.
You know, so we have to, we hold them accountable. I think
Exactly.
it's okay to hold our kids accountable
Absolutely.
because we want them to be the best that they can be. You know, and so that's why I encourage them and I try to let them know I'm holding you accountable.
Yes.
My veil.
That's right.
Yeah, my veil. Don't disappoint
That's
me.
right.
You got that right. Yeah. So, yeah.
You mentioned that 3 years old
Yeah.
that your mother passed. Que já ça t'a affecté?
Oh, I love hard. I think that's why I love my children the way I do, because I'm trying to fulfill a love that I didn't have.
Absolutely.
Like the love I give my children is the love that I wanted from my mom, or the love that I wanted from my dad. So instead of me turning that, like, oh, my mama didn't love me, my daddy didn't love me, so
Turned into a positive.
right.
It's overflowing.
So
Yes.
right, I didn't use that and say that's why I mistreat my
Exactly.
children, because I don't know how to love. I think we all know how to love.
Of course.
We just make a choice. So that's one of the things that, and not having a mother, I can't even explain it to anybody. It's something that there's just no words, because even though God has put women in my life
Right.
to be like a role model,
Yes.
or that mother figure, but it's still something that, it's just
Irreplaceable.
I just,
Yeah,
it's
irreplaceable.
not. And then, but sometimes I think about when I read, or I see a story about a mother killing her child or a mother abusing, I'm like, but I wouldn't want that.
Right,
I
right.
wouldn't want that kind of mother.
Right.
So it's just always, you're always thinking about what could have been, or how, I don't even know what my mom looks like.
Yeah.
They never gave me a picture. Or so I don't even know if I look
Like her.
like her.
Yes.
Probably, yeah.
So,
Thank you. And it's so funny that in June of last year, my sisters, we tracked our dad. So we went to Nassau. He's still there. And yeah,
Oh my goodness.
after 40, because I'm 45, so after 42 years of not, I've never seen a picture of my dad, never. So I didn't even know what he looks like.
Oh my
right?
goodness.
So we get to Nassau, and he meets us at the hotel where we were, and he was this frail. He's blind, so he can't even see. He can't even see his girls. And, and what I was expecting, like that father
Of course.
love and stuff. And since I've been here, I think I've talked to my dad one time. He doesn't reach out. So
Okay.
it's like, yeah, and so funny thing is, my husband tells me, well, he doesn't know how to be a father,
Yes.
so don't expect
Yes.
anything. So he's not called. He's not.
that's the generational curse you're talking about, because it's just repetitive.
Yeah.
He wasn't taught. His dad wasn't taught. You know,
but
his dad's dad.
I don't know, but either he's just selfish. Or but I bet you if I called him and say, I'm paying for you, yeah. And by the way, I did give him his visa to come here.
God bless you.
Yeah, I did.
Wow.
I had a friend go take him to
Yes.
the embassy
Isn't
and
that
filled out,
something?
and I put my name down, and yeah, so he used my name to get a visa. But when I see that you're not even calling me,
No.
you're not even reaching
Right.
out, you can't force nobody
No,
to
you
love
can't.
you.
You can't. No.
So I feel like this is a second abandonment, but yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I know.
You did the right thing, though.
Yeah, because I left him better than how I found him.
Can you tell us? I want to know the good and the bad with the journey on becoming the commissioner.
Oh, wow. And I can tell you, I never thought that I would ever be in politics.
Yes.
Never. I always knew that I would do things to help people.
Right.
Like, do a non-for-profit or, feed the hungry
Right.
or clothe them or something, but never thought I would be in politics. And when I was in Miami doing Miss Haiti South Florida.
Okay, all
because
right.
people didn't understand I did that pageant because the only way I could take care of myself, because I was still going through the immigration process.
Right.
And I found out in the United States, you can start a company and you can have a EIN number.
Yes.
Like your Social Security
Right.
number.
Right.
So that's how I was able to form this company. And I started doing beauty pageants in Miami. And people thought I was doing it 'cause I did like it.
Of course, but
And then also I used the pageant to give the young ladies a scholarship because I knew how it felt when you want to go to college
And you cannot.
but you can't because of money.
Yes.
So I didn't want people to feel that. I didn't want any other young lady. If she had, right, so we did. But the real reason why I did the pageant was that's how I was able to pay for a roof over my head and put food on the table at the end of the day.
Wow.
You know, while I was helping, you know, other Haitian young ladies.
See how your
And
mind
so,
was working?
Yes.
yeah.
Your mind is, you've been sharp
Always.
for a long time.
Yes.
It's called a hustle.
Yes, that's what it is.
It's like when you,
Hustle.
yeah, man, you got to, I mean, because this one thing that I've learned as a woman, as a young woman, when people know that you need them, they treat you differently. Like men, when they know you need them, like if you depend on them for $20,
Yes.
$50, they think you their slave.
They own you.
Yeah, I couldn't do that.
Yes.
I couldn't, you know, and then you begging.
Yes, no,
I wasn't raised that,
No.
because my aunt never got food stamps, never lived in, you know, public housing. She just worked 3 jobs. Everybody, you learn if you want something, you work for it.
Work for it.
You don't depend on government.
Right.
That's not how I was raised. So if I ain't gonna depend on government, I'm not gonna depend on no man,
right.
you know, telling me when to come, when to go, you know. Like, can I please have
Yes.
my best out, man?
No.
No, man, my best out. Oh no. So
Good for you.
yeah, I couldn't do it. So, you know, with that journey,
Yes.
you know, and then doing the pageant, that's how I met my husband
Okay.
back in 1999, and he was running for office here. So he was like, would you mind campaigning, helping me campaign?
Wow.
So I'm like, campaign, what's that?
Yes.
Yeah. So I started driving from Miami to Orlando, helping
Isn't
with the
that
campaign.
something?
And so that's how I started. And it was just, I always was there with him, you know, just, you know, in the office and, you know, just do. Because I produce beauty pageants, events, I can do events with no problem. Yeah, because that's what from productions, it was just like,
Put it together.
yeah, I can really put it together. So doing his events, you know, it was nothing for
was a
me.
breeze.
Yeah.
So when the opportunity arose itself, I ran when he was termed out in 2012, I ran for the state senate.
Isn't that something?
And girl, did they talk about me.
Oh,
Oh my
What'd they
goodness.
say?
Oh, they said, oh, she's nothing but a beauty queen. Oh, she doesn't have a college degree. Oh, she's just married.
Oh.
You know, she was just married to a politician. She's no politician. She's not
They talked
qualified.
about
Isn't that something?
She's Haitian.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, they talked about me. And these are people who are in office.
yes.
You know, people we've helped.
That's how they do.
You know, exactly. So,
So when you
Yeah.
finally made it,
yeah.
what was the topic then?
I know, right? Oh, you don't hear nothing. Everybody's quiet.
Work for it.
Everybody's quiet, but then you still have a lot of people. You know, you're in a position. They think they can do your job. You know what I'm saying? Like you guys have this beautiful show, and other folks might look at it instead of them saying, "Oh, I
Right.
applaud these
Right.
two ladies." You know, oh, I can do a better job. Like, look
course.
at her outfit, you know, or look at her hair.
Right.
You know,
It's
how they-
always gonna
critics,
it's always-
they
yeah.
think they can do it better,
Better.
than you.
Right. Instead of
You know?
supporting.
Yeah.
Just
So
support.
I got a lot of that after I got elected. Just people, just you know.
Yeah.
But the majority of people are not like that.
Right.
But they're the quiet ones. It's the loud ones, the negative ones.
Right,
That's what
that are
you
loud.
hear.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
They're everywhere.
But you didn't pay
talking.
any attention.
You can't.
can't.
Kept
You
pushing.
can't.
You can't.
Yeah.
This is not the first time somebody has said something about me. It won't be the last.
last.
Right. You know, if they
Don't worry about it.
listen, they crucified Jesus.
Jesus
Christ.
He was there to save them. If they crucified him, they talked about him.
They do.
I mean, who are we?
I know, right?
That's how I look at it. Like this man was perfect. He came to save you.
Right.
And you see what they did to him, right? People haven't changed.
No, they
Still
haven't.
the same. Isn't that something?
People
Wow.
haven't changed. So you
Oh, my
can't
goodness.
worry about that's
You're right,
one
though.
thing through this journey, the good and the bad. But I can tell you, it's not easy.
Yes.
It's a lot of sacrifice.
Yes.
Anything you do, especially if you're a business owner, if you're trying to get something going, you sacrifice your family time.
Yes.
You sacrifice so much behind the
The
scenes
scenes.
that people don't see.
They don't
they
see
just
it.
see the glory.
Yes.
They see the success, but they don't see when the cameras are off, when you're in the house, you're trying to balance out paying,
That's right.
you know, your mortgage, paying for the kids' clothes, and then still trying to make everything
right.
else happen. They don't see that.
They don't
you
see
know?
it.
So those are those are the good and the bad, but I can tell you it's all worth it.
Yes.
Because we all grow, we all learn,
right.
and we can teach others.
Absolutely.
You know, I can show somebody, here's what you shouldn't do, you might want to think about this,
Right.
you know, so we have the experience
Yes.
that a lot of people don't have. So, you know, so those are some of the goods and the bad, but the good outweighs the bad.
Yes, yes.
Always, you
We
know.
are so proud of you. Wow.
Thank you.
I just love it.
You love it.
Yeah. It's good.
Tell us about how you juggle family, work, being out in the community, just everything that you do. How do you juggle it? You make it look so good.
When I
like
say-
you were saying,
she
people
does.
think that it's so easy, but it's
It's
not.
not. It's not.
It's not. And my boys were raised in politics. I mean, they were born in this. And I try to let them know, yes, I'm gone a lot. I mean,
Yeah.
for the first 12 years, 14 years, you know, of their lives, like I was there, you know, but still trying to balance out the law firm. My husband was in Tallahassee.
Okay.
So I was there loving on them.
Yes.
So when I got elected in 2014, they were teenagers. And I think that's when, you know, they really need the love. But my husband was there.
Yeah.
You
Each
know,
one of you were there.
Exactly. So even though we're busy, we're out there, but when I'm home, you know, I'm in their face.
Yes.
I'm touching them, and they be like, "Mama, don't touch me."
They're too grown
like,
now.
Don't hug me. You know, they say, don't hug me. But whenever I have time to be with them, you know, I make it worth their while. You know,
Yes.
I just
You have
let them
to.
know. Even though they might not want the attention,
Right.
but I give it to them because I know they need it.
Absolutely.
Our
You need
children,
it too.
yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I do need, you know, because I want them to know that no matter what happens, you know, the sacrifice. And I want them to see the sacrifices that me and their father have made, because I need them to understand that life is not just about you. It's about how you can make an impact. Even at your age, you
Right.
can make an impact. So I want them to understand that don't be selfish.
Good.
You know,
Yes,
don't
very
grow
good.
up being selfish.
Yes.
You know, always think about how can I help somebody else. You know, with the little bit that you might have, but you can give somebody love. You can, you know, show them some attention. You can do some things. It's not always having money.
Right.
You know, it's not always about money or giving people stuff. So that's how I manage. And in my quiet times, I just like to stay in the house. Yeah, I just like to stay in the house.
Nothing wrong with that. No.
Yeah, you go to the movies, somebody asking you.
I know. Yeah.
My road
Poor
needs to be
thing.
fixed. Yeah, I got a pothole. I got flooding. I need a new roof. Yeah.
Just enjoy the
Yeah,
movie.
when I go to Publix, I try not to take my husband because they'll recognize
The hat.
him. Yeah, they recognize him with a hat. So I put my hair in a ponytail, wear some
Sunglasses.
sweats. Yeah, try to go through the store. You know,
For you.
It doesn't work.
Sometimes it
Okay.
works. The majority of the time, it doesn't work. Because they be like, Victoria, it's about who?
Tell us about what-
Yeah, so, you know how it is. I mean, it's just, but I love it though. I love it, so I don't mind.
love you too.
Yeah, I don't mind. So, but when I have a day, and it's rare because my job requires 24/7.
Yes.
There's no day off.
No.
You know, there's
You
no
enjoy
day
what
off.
you do.
I do.
You enjoy it.
I do.
Yes.
And then, but there are times when I do need to,
Of course.
to rest the body. Yeah, I need me
Decompress.
time.
Yes.
And so I do. I just stay home.
Yes. I don't blame you.
Yeah, I stay
Yeah.
home. I
No
don't.
place like home.
That's one thing that I always told, you know, I tell my children, I tell my husband, is because, you know, I used to go to school, I hated coming home. The house was not a pleasant place.
Right,
No, it
right.
wasn't. So I said, whenever I had my own home, every time I get to the house, every time I walk into my house, it has to be peace in my house.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Because I never had it.
Yes.
I never had my, you know, I don't know, but my aunt was always fussed. If this cup was on the table, yeah,
Aí sim, você gostaria?
I would sit, trabalho,
Oui.
go there, like,
Yes.
it's like, it was just like,
Come on.
I mean, just 4 hours.
Yes.
Like,
come
jouet,
on.
4 hours,
Yep.
like, just fussing. Just,
Yes.
Just come get me and hold me and tell me that you love me.
I didn't get
How my
that.
day was.
She
I
said
don't
she didn't
think,
get
I
that.
don't think my aunt ever,
Said,
Yeah.
never. I never.
It's like tough love. That's what they
That's
go
what
by.
it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. I
Yeah.
think that's what it was.
Tough
You know,
love.
they
Yes, en pile.
You know, Yeah, man.
I'm feeling.
So it was tough. So, you know, that's what one thing I never wanted, a house that was not peaceful.
That's right. So now you have it. You have that piece.
You know what? We want to know what your self-care regimen is because you look 25. We want to know what you're doing to keep looking so.
Oh, I think that's just great DNA.
There you go.
That's Haitian DNA.
Flawless.
And my husband would say, he keeps me youthful.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's what he would
Of
say.
course he's gonna
Yeah, of
say that.
course, you know. He's like, he wants to take all the credit, but, you know, I think I've, you know, throughout the years, I've learned not to stress over stuff. You know, like people's stress will wear you down.
Oh my goodness.
You know, I think I have some grays now because my children, but but I try not to stress over
Good.
stuff too much.
Very good.
You know, what I do is if something bothers me, and of course I can't say it, I wait till I get home,
Okay.
and I just bounce everything off of my husband.
Okay.
He just listens. Okay, he's like, yeah, don't worry about it. You know, because sometimes people will say things to you, they'll do things,
Yes.
and you have to just remain reserved
Yes.
and be calm and don't react
Yes.
because that's what they want.
Of course.
You know, so I go home, I talk about it, I fuss, and then he listens, and then he
Makes it better.
yeah, he says, don't worry about it, you know, you're the commissioner.
That's right.
You know, so
right.
yeah, so you're at a different level. Don't give them the microphone. Don't make them relevant because that's what they want. You know, they want to be relevant. They want to be probably in your position.
Absolutely.
And they want you out of character.
Yes.
Yes.
You know?
And you're not going to do that. Do it at home.
Yeah.
Leave that for home.
I've worked very hard.
Too hard.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
We know you have some things coming up, and we want you to talk about that. But I wanted to ask you about the annual golf scholarship that you do for children.
Yeah, so my boys, when it was time for us to think about extracurricular activities like football, baseball, basketball, I didn't want them to play football because of the injury and you know what can happen.
Right.
So I chose golf. Well, I didn't choose it, but I told my husband, you need to figure out something. And so golf was the route that we took for our boys. And just Sunday, we had one of the coaches come and look at the boys, and because you know kids get scholarship offers to go to college for free for golf. So we want to just expose children to different things. You know, I think exposure is very important in a child's life. Take them outside of their environment. Let them see something different. You know, and that you never know if that can change and spark something for the future for them. So
right.
yeah, so that's why we offer the golf scholarship
Awesome.
for the kids. We just want them to be exposed to something that's different. And there's money out there for, you know, kids who play golf. They can get a golf scholarship.
Yes.
You know, so
That's great. What other things do you have coming up?
oh, of course the school supply giveaway as always, and we just did Christmas toys, but we focused this time on grandparents who are raising their grandchildren.
That's awesome.
So people don't realize that you have a lot of grandparents, great-grandparents, relatives that are raising other people's children. And it shouldn't be that way.
No.
So we wanted to concentrate on those grandparents and just give them some relief, because people don't understand. It's very difficult when you've raised your children. Now you have a 3-7-year-old running around the house.
And then here you are.
And you're on a
70,
fixed,
80 years
right,
old.
yeah, and you're on a fixed income.
Yes.
It's very difficult for them. And so I said, Gary, let's just do something on a smaller
Level.
scale, and let's focus on some of our grandparents, great-grandparents. And
Awesome.
in the community.
What else you have going on?
We have the cultural center. Yes. So we have that. We did the what they call a little groundbreaking. I'm waiting for the ribbon cutting.
Okay.
We have the architect right now doing the design, and so we're going to put the contract for the construction piece out for bid. But currently, the project is so big, so we had to split it up. I didn't want it to slow down. so I had to split it up so we can keep moving. We just put brand new light poles. We did some landscaping out there.
Nice.
We had to put a fence up because people would go and strip
Yes.
the wires, the copper from the light poles. So we had to put a fence up.
Right.
But yeah, so I'm so excited. I'm so excited.
Yes, can't wait.
Yeah, I am really excited about the cultural center because I think our people from the islands really don't go and ask government. And sometimes it's not that you're asking government for anything, but there's certain things you want to do, and you need to understand the governmental process. And I think they need a place where people can speak their language, people can understand and help them to understand the government process, because you have different levels of government, and every level has its own responsibility. You know, I can't take care of immigration because I'm a county commissioner. I'm not in Washington, D.C. You know, I'm not your congressional person. You know, some people have problems with DCF. I'm not your state. I'm not in the state, you know? So I think they need a place where people can guide them. And that's why people get frustrated a lot, is they have problems. They just need guidance.
That's it.
Without somebody having to charge them.
Yes, yes. Well, we've come to that part of the show, unfortunately.
Yeah. Oh, we have to say goodbye.
Unfortunately.
Well, no, we have to say till next
Till
time.
next time. We just want to thank you for being here, for your candor, your grace, and thank you for the work you're doing with the kids in the community. And we just hope that you'll come back.
Oh, most definitely.
All right.
That's the open invitation, right?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Thank you so
I really
much.
appreciate it, and I love you, and thank you again for allowing me to, you know, come here and opening up your platform and letting me, you know, just talk about, you know, some things, but I want people to still understand that, you know, we all have a story. We all have been through stuff.
Yes.
You know, we all have things that could have stopped us from moving forward. And so I just want them to know, if you look at me, I'm an example
Yes.
of, you know, you can't quit.
No.
You can't quit on yourself. You can't give up, no matter what.
No matter what.
All right.
Thank you.
We want to thank you, the viewers, for joining us. Please tune in next Tuesday for another transformational show. In closing, it really doesn't matter who you are, your ethnicity, or where you come from. We all have it in us to be successful and turn our lives around. Remember, sometimes we are tested not to show our weaknesses, but to discover our strength. Thank you for tuning in. See you next Tuesday.